Well, we're turning our attention now to the 2-year-old filly trotters, and it's crunch time for them. Time to get the bikes hooked up and get their game faces on and ready to go. Great shot from inside the paddock location as we meet the 10 contestants for our upcoming $600,000 Breeders' Crown Final. There's a look at the entire field. And Raised by Lindy from post 5, looking to give Yannick Gingras a 4th consecutive victory. She was impressive in winning her elimination last week in 154 and 4/5, so we'll look to try and come right back up and get another win here in the Breeders' Crown Championship Final. She is 5 for 9 on the season. From last week, which one, or did more than one, catch your attention?
You know, I think we'd have to mention the obvious that Venerable did go off stride and didn't make the final, so unfortunate to see that. But I really liked the effort I saw from Little Bit Alexis. She's on the board right now at 2-1, and I watched this filly progress over the summer in the Kindergarten Classic Series, and she's tried some, stakes company as well, and she covers the ground, and she hits another gear so fast. And I've talked to the drivers after the race and the post-race interviews, and they just love the way she goes, not like push button, but she really just takes off just about a little bit of call. So she draws a nice inside post here after winning the elimination and getting to draw between 1 through 5. So perfect. I was really impressed with her last week.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, we're going to head back inside the paddock location. Michael Carter's got a special guest.
Standing back here with trainer Marcus Melander. Marcus, you send 2 to the racetrack in this race with the lightly raced Joviality. Let's talk a little bit about her. Just her 4th career start here tonight. Tell us a little bit about her.
I mean, she's a little green, but I think she's a very nice horse, and it's a little bit bad on the post tonight. I think she's as good as anyone. It's just we got a really bad post.
Now, post number 10, Joviality. You drew, unfortunately, post 9 and 10 tonight, but Joviality that won the $200,000 New York Sire Stakes Championship and also won the Kentucky and Stallion Management out at Harris Hoosier Park, so clearly she can get over any size track.
Oh, yeah, no, she's very all-around, she's a great horse. She made $370,000 this year, and she's for the place, so it's the same with her. She's as good as anyone, but we got a really bad post.
All right, Marcus, well, good luck tonight.
Thank you.
Guys, Greg, Jess, back to you.
Great stuff, Michael Carter and Marcus Melander. And again, you talk about young guys that have taken the sport by storm. Marcus is one of them. The starting gate rolling. Here's Ken Warkentin with the call of the Breeders' Crown Final for 2-year-old filly trotters.
$1,000. 3-2 on the 3, a little bit Alexis. 8-5 on the 5, Raised by Lindy. Here they come. And they're off and trotting. Joviality tried to blast off. Jiggy jogs out fast on the inside with Little Bit Alexis and Selfie Queens alongside of her, and the scramble's on for the early lead. Raised by Lindy's put in play into the top 5. Valentina Blue 6th on the inside. 3 wide 7th is a Brickhouse Babe on the outside, going up and around Delilah Hanover. Then comes on the inside Jaya Bay. Off stride went Ebby's Lady. Ebby's Lady broke and is back trotting. Jiggy Jog took the lead, and on a break goes Selfie Queen. Jiggy Jog by 3 now, tightening in. Little Bit Alexis in 2nd and going for the lead now, surging. Raised by Lindy tightens in from 3rd. Joviality 4th on the inside. Parked out is Brickhouse Babe. She is stalled and pins in Valentina Blue on the cones. Then it's Delilah Hanover, followed by Ebby's Lady, who broke, and Selfie Queen was a breaker, and far back is Jaya Bay, who also broke. 56-1 for the half. Onto the far turn. It's Little Bit Alexis at 8-5 the target. Jiggy Jog, the quick start, secures that pocket ride. Here comes Gingras and Raised by Lindy in attack mode now, 3rd and gaining. Tracked by Joviality. She's well positioned to strike. 2nd over in 4th. Valentina Blue on the inside. 5th, Brickhouse Babe gets in gear now, 5th on the outside. As they pass 3/4, it's Little Bit Alexis. Raised by Lindy on the outside. They are stride for stride. Jiggy Jug needs racing room, and Joviality looms large, flips 3 wide, 126 and 1 for 3/4. Raised by Lindy, surges to command, but on the outside, Joviality has dead aim. Joviality coming on, Raised by Lindy, full out. Joviality, a big effort on the outside from post 10. Raised by Lindy. Joviality is relentless on the outside. Joviality on the outside, on the inside. Raised by Lindy and Joviality. They hit the line together. Too close to call. Then Jiggy Jog and Brickhouse Babe in 154 and 4. Photo for win.
Boy, that was tight. Best finish of the night so far. And a clash of the Titans in the home stretch as Joviality, filly who again got the worst of it in the post draw, but prior to that had a big win streak and showed why she has been such a top filly. She was all fight tonight, parked a long way in the off-going. And how about Raised by Lindy? It looked like the 10 was going to go by at many points in the stretch, and I'm not sure if she did or not. It was hard to tell.
It was very hard to tell. They come right down to the wire together. It's going to be a long photo there. You see Marcus Melander kind of waiting it out. We've got Domenico behind us wondering too. Marcus doesn't look too confident there. So we'll definitely see it. And talk about an effort from post 10 too as well. There was quite a bit of action going into the first turn. You had a couple horses off stride. You had one of the Aki Sponstead horses, Jiggy Jog, get quite a bit of lead, and then Little Bit Alexis took over, and Raised by Lindy got away third, and looked like a bit of a handful there going up the backside, and then Yannick was able to move her. So we await this photo, and Marcus Melander awaits very patiently.
I was going to say an instant classic in the Breeders' Crown. Great finish. 2 fillies, neither one of them wanted to give an inch, and it's one of those races, as the old saying goes, that just doesn't deserve a loser.
Absolutely.
Both fillies full marks here as we await high drama in the paddock location, and that's why we love it, and that's what makes the Breeders' Crown so special. We're getting a look at the connections inside. They're still awaiting. This is very close, and you'd know the angle better here than I would, Jess, and even so, we couldn't call it.
Absolutely, it was we were both sitting here kind of leaning towards the wire, but look at him just splash through that far turn. Raised by Lindy took the lead, and it took a minute for Brian to get his filly going, and he popped the earplugs there, and she really comes really hard there at the end, and gosh, it's so close to call. The photo is still up. And it looked there a bit that Raised by Lindy was going to get there, and Joviality just hit a gear right there and kind of hung a little bit. So we'll see.
Could we have another dead heat?
Be the second one.
We had a dead heat last year in the Crown, and when it takes this long, it's close.
Absolutely. We're going to look at Domenico and Marcus right there. I don't see either one of the drivers returning. Usually they have a better angle or guess, I guess you could say, to see if they got it or not.
And here we go. Photo sign is down. And 10. Wow.
Oh, look at him go. Oh.
And there are screams of delight coming from the paddock location.
There he goes.
And Marcus, without an umbrella, making his way over to the winner's enclosure. And there it is, Brian Sears, just kind of quietly in the last couple of years, stays right at the top of the game. He has been one of the premier drivers in the sport for so many years, and year after year adding to his impressive Breeders' Crown resume.
Absolutely, and talk about the team as well. You have Marcus Melander, a young, trainer who's definitely made a name for himself, and he's, so great with the trotters. You had Thomas kind of touch on that a bit there, but they've teamed up with some awesome trotters as well. Jim Panzee, Green Shoe. The list goes on. He always, they always show up on the big nights as well. And I know that this horse was dominant on that New York circuit and took on some Grand Circuit races when they went to Hoosier Park and down in Lexington. And it was a really good second place finish in that elimination, like you mentioned. But a good second place finish doesn't guarantee you a post position, and got slammed with post 10. Overcame quite a bit of traffic there going into the first turn and really fought hard right to the end of the race there.
And as the old saying goes, it all comes down to the breeder's crown. And in the case of Joviality, it very well could. This victory tonight adds a cool $300,000 to her bank account, puts her close to $700,000 on the season, and puts her right into the conversation for 2-year-old filly trotter of the year.
Absolutely. And then you look on, you know, you have those end of the year races on TVG night. You have the matron down at Dover. It'll be interesting to see if Marcus states if there's anywhere else for her to go this year, if she's going to. But then you have to think about next year as well. You know, shutting a fresh horse down at the end of the season is always a plus to start them up next year and aim for, you know, the big races. You have the Hambletonian Oaks. She's really impressive. You aim for the Hambo. So definitely good to see there.
And there's a look at Joviality. Well-earned victory here tonight in the Breeders' Crown. There are the official results. Joviality, what a difference a week makes. Second in the elimination. Last week, just a little bit over even money. Tonight, let go at $18 on the nose, $18.40 to be exact, and a lot of that to do with a post-10 start here as she knocks off Raised by Lindy in a long, dramatic photo finish. Jiggy Jog and Brickhouse Babe round out the top 4, and some very nice exotic returns there. Congratulations again to the connections, including trainer Marcus Melander, who we heard from just before the race. And it's been a big week of celebration for him.
Absolutely. I think just a week ago they brought in a little baby girl into the world, so that's pretty exciting. You bring a new family member into the world and get to share this with your family. So big congrats to them and the connections. Like you said, what a difference a week makes, and a solid second place finish there, and fought tooth and nail right to the end of the wire to pick up that win.
Congratulations on both counts to him.